October 15, 2024, Austin, Texas. Staring at his laptop, Oliver's mouse hovers over the deposit page for their wedding venue. A text from Leah, his fiancée, pops up. 4 years, 2 jobs and a savings account they treated like a religion, all for this moment. Today was supposed to be the start of forever. He confirms the payment. Tries again. His heart sinks. He calls the bank hoping it's just a glitch.
All accounts are frozen awaiting federal investigation.
$94,314 gone. Their future locked away. All because they trusted an online expert with 5 million followers who had zero accountability. But he is not the only one who's doing this. You're playing the same game, you just don't know it yet. Because trusting the wrong person doesn't feel like a scam until it is. In 2022, the US Federal Trade Commission (FTC) reported that $1.17 billion was stolen from American citizens through social media and influencer scams. That number rose by 250 million in 2023, and just last year it jumped by another 500 million to reach a mind-blowing $1.9 billion. That's equivalent to the entire annual GDP of San Marino and enough to feed every person in the Gaza Strip 3 meals a day for over a year. The reason why you are more likely to fall into one of these scams with the passage of time is because the people running them have the key to your mind, an innate psychological vulnerability we all have as human beings, and not knowing about it is going to cost you a lot more than just a couple $100. Which one out of the 3 lines on the right has the same length as the line on the left? It's obviously this one, right? Well, what if I told you that more than 80% of people get this wrong? And no, it's not their eyesight. You see, back in the 1950s, the famous social psychologist Solomon Asch made an experiment that changed the entire way we look at human behavior. Dr. Asch brought 8 people into a room and gave them similar questions to the one we just looked at. He then asked them to name their answer out loud, starting from the left and ending on the right. What you don't know is 7 out of the 8 people sitting there answering are paid actors, with only one of them being a real participant. This was done to show how much would a person stick to his own guts when faced with the wave of the majority. This was tested by instructing the actors to give outrageously wrong answers with complete confidence. And surprisingly, 70 to 80% of the real participants would agree to the majority. This shocked psychologists at the time because it showed that people are willing to disregard their own opinion in favor of the majority, whether it's because they believe the majority knows better or because they don't want to get ostracized and be left out. You can vividly see this nowadays, because this is how some influencers abuse, lie and manipulate their fans. And the blueprint that these people use is simple. At the beginning, the content of these influencers is indeed valuable, whether it be entertainment or in real-life applicable information. But then at a certain point, they scam the audience that they grew. 50 to 70% of the people that got scammed feel betrayed and they don't want to engage with this influencer anymore. Whereas 30 to 10% of the audience will let it go. Either they will say that it's not the influencer's fault or that they will just forgive them for whatever reason. And this has been shown time and time again. And then he will stay away from controversy for a certain amount of time. He would continue growing his audience. And this is where groupthink kicks in. And what this does is when new people get to look at his channel, even though they've heard that this guy scammed people, they will try to give him a chance because they look at his channel, he has 700,000 followers, each video is getting 2 to 300k views, and the people in the comments are happy with him. So you join them, you start trusting this guy, and maybe after a year or 2, he's gonna do the same thing again but in a different way. And when he does that, the same thing is gonna happen. Make good videos, scam your audience, make good videos, scam your audience. That's it. That's literally what they do. They rebrand each cycle, they start again, but with the social proof and social backing of their follower number, because not everybody is going to unsubscribe once they get scammed. And in this age where fame is greater than credibility, you bet that people are going to follow this guy for no reason other than his subscriber count. But let's get real, if someone does this for a certain amount of time, they're gonna get caught, people are gonna be aware of them. The thing is, they are not nowhere close to being the most dangerous out there, because the influencers that are most likely to ruin your life are the people trying their best to help you. Each and every one of us has a mask. It's the behaviors we show when speaking to certain people and being in certain scenarios and environments. Some people use the chance of being online to show another personality, create a character that they can play and get away from their own lives. And this character, most likely, is not made to be taken seriously, because you do not believe that the guy playing the character actually is the way he is on camera when he is by himself or with his loved ones. It's just a character. And despite how authentic or real someone tries to be, they will subconsciously build walls because they can't show the entirety of themselves online. It is what it is. Maybe it's because they want to portray a certain image, maybe they want to appeal to a certain audience, but regardless, they cannot be entirely themselves. The people you look at every day and you interact with, you can discern to a certain level the fakeness of their persona and how much they believe in it. But when it comes to the online personalities, that's a whole different bag of worms because of the groupthink, because those ideas shown by the characters that they're playing are supported by millions and millions of people online. And this is the crux of the problem. If someone is genuinely trying to help you, you are going to like that person. And when you spend a long time observing someone, you're going to adopt their behaviors, you're going to adopt their belief systems, the way they talk, the way they move. And the problem is, if the character that they're playing is something that they themselves don't believe in, then you risk losing out on your own identity for something that is baseless. The scary part is you never feel this happening. You don't think that you're giving up on yourself. You think that you're just watching a YouTube video. You think you're just enjoying a moment. You think that you're just spending your time. But what you're really doing is outsourcing your judgment. And history is full of warnings about what happens when people stop thinking for themselves. But hey, I'm not telling you to cancel everyone you've ever looked up to and go to a cave and never trust anyone ever again. Paranoia and cynicism are not the way to go, because the answer is quite simple. You only need awareness. You need to open your eyes. Know when you're being pulled, know when you're being sold a story, and most importantly, know when someone else's vision of life is slowly replacing your own. Because there is no shame in appreciating and adopting the ideas of someone else. That's how we all grow and change. The problem is when it happens above your head without you knowing. Thoughts lead to feelings and feelings lead to behaviors. So if you're not able to control your thoughts, then eventually you're gonna lose control of your behaviors, leading you to a path of ruin, to an end that you've never envisioned for yourself. The next wave will come. But when that happens, you're going to stand your ground and think for yourself. Because you will remember what happened to Oliver. You will remember how easy it is to fall in love with a mask. And you will remember that no matter how generous, how genuine, and how good intentioned someone is, they can never, ever get the right to hold the pen to the story of your life. And until next time, stay safe.